Yeah, man. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's what's the formula?
What's happening? What's up, family? How y'all doing
The
today? Leave
people
us
at.
some comments.
Let me
Let us know
shut
how
the
y'all are
phone down.
doing. Hopefully, y'all have had a great start to your week. I know I have. Life is good. We can all, choose to look at the glass half full or half empty. But one thing we know for sure is that we all, under the sound of my voice, have woken up this morning, and hopefully you are in good
Yes.
health mentally, spiritually, and physically. And if you are at least in good health in one of those, you got to be grateful. You got to give thanks and be grateful that you have another day above ground. Because what's the number? 100,000 people didn't wake up today, according to
Like
statistics.
160,000, but we just
160.
want to keep a round off number. But yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, Deontay, what's up, my guy?
Hey, what's up? That's what's
One of
up.
the WTF coaches, man. Hey,
That's
you
what's up.
young. I feel old around y'all, man. Y'all making me feel like the old man of the group.
Hey man, I'm right there behind you. I think Deontay's a little bit younger than me, so I'm not the youngest anymore.
Right, right. I'm still the oldest. You
Yeah.
know what's funny is that I think I told Dimitri this, but a few that I plan on being the oldest of this group. Like I
Doggone
don't
right.
want nothing but young people in the WTF. Them old people setting their ways a little bit too much for me. So I like the young people that come with that new energy and
And bro,
no
like
my elders. I love my elders, of course, but for dealing with these young men, we need young men to deal with these young men. I just have a young spirit, so I can do it. But you know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah, I was gonna say, man, like I don't think, any old, frail, low energy people can handle you, man. So like you definitely out of necessity need to be around some youngest, man, because your energy is infectious, bro. And that's why I love working with you and doing these lives. And Deontay, welcome to another live, brother. Glad to have you.
sir.
And
Yes,
yeah, yeah. So today, kind of shoot from the hip today a little bit. So I'm gonna take a piece, a little nugget of information from the curriculum that we have all of our mentees and our mentors go through. All right, so we're not gonna show y'all everything or give y'all the whole pie. Y'all gotta join the WTF community. Go ahead and text that number WTF to 314-970-3918 to get more information about how you can enroll your young teen into this mentorship to get some of this sauce. Because today it's only 30 minutes, but we got a lot of information to bless these young kids with. And I don't want to share the information yet. So let me go ahead
Mhm.
and jump into it. So I'm going to be reading, and just keep in mind the information that I'm reading, it came from Chat GPT. So a quick reference: ChatGPT is AI, artificial intelligence, for those who don't know what AI is, and we utilize it heavily, and we teach our mentees how to leverage this technology heavily when they're in the mentorship. Because if y'all don't know, I mean, we all have interacted with AI, whether it's through a Google search or whether it's through Siri, or if you have
Right.
Alexa, whatever it is, we have always interacted with it, but it's just starting to change shape now. It's starting to become a lot more realistic. So, just to kind of preface this, so the topic for today is goals and values. So,
Mm.
how many of y'all know, just by comments, how many of y'all know what the difference between values and goals are? I would guess not many. Some of you may not, but let's go ahead and clarify according to ChatGPT. So I'm gonna go ahead and read. All right, so values are qualities of behavior. Qualities of behavior you would like to have on an ongoing basis. So how you behave, your principles and character strengths, etc. So that all encompasses your values. So for example, values in intimate relationships generally encompass things like trust, honesty, openness, integrity, equality, and respect. Those are all values in a trusting, intimate, loving relationship. Now, these are all action oriented ways of behaving. Now, values don't get completed or checked off your list. They actually continue to go on and on and on. So I know we have goals that, we have a to-do list, a checklist. I must do X, Y, and Z. And then we'll get into some examples and some real world examples of the differences between values and goals. But just to make the general distinction, values are the behaviors that continue to go on no matter where you are in your life. Whereas goals, you actually have a end to them. Like you're actually on the road to completing those goals, where values, you don't actually complete a value. So going on. So goals, however, are desired outcomes. They are something you strive to attain and acquire. Once you have reached them, you can check them off as done. So, for an example, say you want to go for a job, like that's a goal. Like having a job is a goal. But the minute you get that position and you've accomplished that goal, like the goal is done. But suppose you wish to be an effective and efficient at whatever job you have, to give it your all and to pay attention to detail, to be open, friendly, and kind to your colleagues. Those are values because they're ongoing behaviors. Getting the job is a goal. That's something that once you get the job, is done. Now they can last throughout your life, no matter what kind of work you do, waiting tables or in a multinational business, or even mentoring young adults like we do here at the WTF Academy. So if those values are meaningful to you, you are capable of living by them, even if that great job never comes. So I'll go ahead and pause there and let y'all jump in. I don't want to hog the whole show. I still have more, but like, is this new information to any of y'all? Like, did y'all know like the difference? Really, could y'all explain to somebody before today what values and goals were, or were y'all always privy to this information? I personally wasn't. Before I looked this up, I didn't really know it was that much of a difference.
Yeah, oftentimes we blend them, and
Mm-hmm.
and rightfully so, because here's the catch: your values will dictate what your goals are. So if you have low values, you're gonna have low goals. If you have high values, you're going to have high goals. You're going to reach for more. And a lot of people that we service have very low values and very low goals. They just want enough to get by. And what we're telling them is that as you increase your value, you'll increase your goal, because you'll realize who you are and whose you are.
Yep.
And to me, that's what I heard when you were talking.
Absolutely, absolutely, for
You
sure.
want to jump in, Deontay?
Yeah, it's funny he said that, man. That was one of the first things when I started this journey. I looked up that specific. I wanted to know the difference between values, principles when it comes to goals. So it was funny. That was one of the things I have written in my notebook, man.
Nice.
And going off of Ernest's point, it's so important that you establish that first. How you can't set no goals without saying no establishing, values and principles. You need a belief system. You need something to live by. You need those laws to keep you, in line and keep you, grounded in a sense. So I learned that it was so important to fully understand, not just even look up the definition, understands what that means to me, and to build off of that. So I love the fact you brought that up, because it is so important, man. Before you can do anything else, you have to establish that. You have to establish who you are and those rules that you're gonna live by and stick by no matter what. And that's what's gonna get you to, accomplishing those goals. So
No, that's very well said, man. And one thing I was thinking about when you said that, when you were speaking, is yeah, like your values do help you get to your goals. Like that is the pathway to reaching your goals. But when you were speaking, I was thinking like, okay, but we have to make sure as people to not let our goals compromise our values. Because sometimes our goals can be so carnal driven, so materialistic sometimes, that we tend to not be that trustworthy person. We tend not to be that honest and loving person just to get to the quote unquote bag. So it does work both ways. Yeah, our values do drive and dictate the goals that we accomplish, but we must be very careful, because us as humans, we tend to fall not victim, but we tend to be susceptible to greed and pride and like that status, that we tend to lose sight of our goals. And for lack of a better term, we sell our soul for that dollar bill. but because we compromise our values in the process of trying to reach our goals. So you got to kind of look at it both ways, and yeah, both are very important to understand. But yeah, make sure your values are in line with your goals, but don't sacrifice your values for your goals.
Because here's what'll happen if you don't. This is what I want everyone to be aware of. Some people get lucky. Things get in alignment, like me on the golf course when I hit a birdie. That's luck. It's definitely not skill. But sometimes you get things given to you, blessed, and you're not ready for them.
Yep.
And then your goals, you start accumulating so much, but you have low values, and then you end up successful and unhappy. And that's the worst thing you can be, because don't nobody care about somebody that's rich and unhappy. Because what they say, man, if I had that money, ain't no way I'd be sad. Ain't no way I'll be out here doing this and doing that. If I had all that stuff, most people that get it, that don't raise their values first, they lose it, or it becomes a burden, or they become suicidal. They become alienated. They become lonely at the top. It's only lonely at the top when you step on people to get up there, because it's a lot of people at the top that's waiting on us, that's waiting on you to get up there with them, because they want peers. They don't want to have to keep on stooping down to hang out with this person, hang out. They want people like us up there at the top with those high values, you all. So don't think that you can, I'm gonna jump past that part and I'm gonna keep my values low and I'm gonna just get the bag, because even if you get it, the chances of you losing it are very high. So I wanted to make sure we tugged on that a little bit, because I see it. I see it every day. I'm in the middle of it oftentimes, where people don't have those values in place. They get the bag through hustle, through whatever they're doing, and they get it. They put in that work, and then they sit there with everything they ever desired for, and they're lonely as hell, because nobody likes a rich person that has low values. I ain't gonna talk about no president, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me shut up. Go ahead, Dimitri, man.
No. And just one last point on what we're saying as far as value, and things tend to just pop in my head. I think I have ADHD, but I'm never been officially diagnosed. but as we were speaking of, like, when you said high value, like there's been like a red pill like theme going on the past few years of like high value men, high value women, and it's all been like the physical things, like the 6 figures, the 6-pack, and the 6 feet, right? But when you said high value, that had nothing to do with, like, we're not talking about values physically and what you gain in this physical world. We're talking about trust, honesty, openness, integrity, equality, and respect, things like that. Those are in my personal opinion, those are the highest forms of value that any person can reach. So when we hear people talk about, the low level terms of value as far as money and physical features, that's not real value. Real value are the things that you can't put your hands on and can't touch, because all those things are going to end up fading. From the dirt we came and back to the dirt we're going to go. So all that stuff does not mean anything. It's about how you impact people's lives. And in my opinion, those are the highest forms of value. So, going into some examples, I'm going to list off a few examples, and guys, if y'all want to jump in and cut me off, please feel free. But just to make it more clear, I'm going to go over some real world examples of the differences between goals and values, just in case people still don't really understand. Break it down really simple. So to have a big house is a goal, but caring and protecting your family in that house are values. To win the match is a goal, but playing fairly, enthusiastically, and skillfully are values. Notice that the goal is a destination, is an end point, but the values are something that continue to go on and can be applied in different areas of your life, like we spoke about earlier. To get good marks or to get good grades is a goal, but applying yourself fully to your studies and exploring new ideas, those are values. To win friends are a goal, but to be warm, friendly, outgoing, supportive, and genuine. Those are values. Two more. So to lose 5 pounds in weight, that's a goal. You done lost about 20 some pounds, man. Don't kill him with the guns, man. So to lose 5 pounds in weight is a goal, but looking after being more strong and maintaining your body, those are the values. And last one is to win a race is a goal, but to run the best race of your ability, to give it your all, that is a value. So just closing out this document. So values are an integral and important part to building self-assurance and improving your performance. They not only offer the encouragement and drive to persevere, but also provide a source of sustenance throughout the journey. Even if our goals may take weeks, months, or even years to accomplish, we can uphold our values at every stage of the experience and offer continuous satisfaction along the way. Furthermore, when we fall short of our goals, which can happen, we can still derive our sense of gratification and contentment from living in accordance with our values. That, man,
Can you
and
repeat that one more time?
with the last one?
Yeah.
Furthermore, when we fall short of our goals, that destination, we fall, if we shoot for the stars and only land on the moon, we fell short, which can happen. Now, we will still derive our sense of gratification and contentment by living in accordance with our goals. So, listen, y'all, I couldn't have wrote this any better myself, and I didn't write it. This is AI. Like, this was, and I've read it word for word. So this is how technology has gotten so advanced, but it's really it's really gotten to a point now where everything is at our fingertips, y'all. And what we offer here at the WTF Academy is we instill those values. We can, help to goal set and everything like that. But like Ernest said, is no point in having those goals if your values are not in alignment with those goals, and you're not going to end up reaching them anyway. So we have to reverse engineer your goals and why you want them, and more importantly, how to get there, the steps that need to be taken to accomplish those goals. Because it's not enough to say, hey, I want a big house, I want to get all A's in school, whatever the case is. Like, you have to identify those values and understand any attributes that you need to adopt, any mindset shifts that you need to go through to be able to exemplify those characteristics that is of a person that has the things that you say that you want and that is currently doing the things that you say that you want to do. So it's all about walking the walk before you actually get it. You got to be that person before you are that person, if that makes sense.
It does, bro. And let me tug a little bit, because for those that don't know, I just had to let go of one of the pillars in my life. And I'm using this for example, not for sympathy, because, we're past that part. We had our moments, but now it's all about the positivity. But this individual didn't have nothing material of any value. Truck raggedy, clothes raggedy, like he was the maintenance man type of person that show up, shade tree, rough hands, work on cars. You all get an image of this individual. But man, when I tell you his values were so on point that everybody loved this dude. And it wasn't because of what he had. It wasn't because of what he's accomplished. Again, when it comes to wealth and money and he didn't have any of that. Like, the man was illiterate. He couldn't even read or write. The place was packed with everybody that loved him because his values were high. His goals were low. And he didn't want much out of life. He didn't have dreams of being rich. And all he wanted was to have his truck rolling and be happy. And every time you seen him, he missing the tooth in the front. The rest of them raggedy. He Kool-Aid every time you see him, man. And we're in front of this house, which is on the corner. And for those that know St. Louis and know Chambers and Lilac, it's not good. It's horrible. Gunshots every day. He sat in his garage. The police would pull over and play a game of dominoes with him. Everybody that stopped at that stop sign honked. They waved. And he'll be standing right there waving at complete strangers. We can't go to the store. We go to the gas station. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you? Everybody he came in contact with, because his values were so high. His values were that high, and people were able to depend on him, and he didn't have eye water to cry with. When it comes to riches, he never was rich. Never had, man ain't seen $10,000 in his bank account ever in his life. And never worked a 9 to 5. None of that. But his values, you all, and he passed this plane of life with those values high. And that's what everybody at that event spoke on, was his values, the way he treated people, the way he was nice to people. He was always there, and he'll cuss you out in a minute and do it with a smile and a loving, like he was what Bernie Mac talked about when you hear that MF 30 times in one conversation. That was him. It was so, the kids, my son was about 7 or 8, and he was in the back of the car, and we were on his way to his house, and he was explaining to his peers about his uncle. He's like, yeah, my uncle is cool. He just cuss a lot. But even the kids loved this dude, even through all his cussing, profanity. He was, because his values were so high, and he never just dogged people out. He wasn't a dog about. You see a lot of these people that get the bag, they get all the wonderful things, and again, then they wish they were as happy as this guy who's living off of Social Security in a truck that might run and might take 2 quarts of oil to get him back home. When other people are in Rolls Royces and Ferraris, and nobody wants to be around them. They're known for their things. They're not known for their values. So we want to be known based on our values, not what we accomplish in life for as things and cars and houses and all that. Do you take care of your family? How many people we know have children in mansions and they don't even know their mom and dad? Because their goals are so high to achieve the bag, but their values are so low that they miss out on the beauty of raising children. They miss out on the beauty of helping people and things like that. So I just wanted to use that example. Man, it's so real life. And a lot of people that are listening to this and watching the replay, they're going to understand that, man, what do you want to be known by? Do you want to be known by somebody that, oh, he got all the stuff, but he's a jerk? Or do you want to know, oh, he ain't got much, but he's a sweetheart or do anything for anybody? Now, I want both. I want all the things, and I want people to still say he's a sweetheart that'll do anything for anybody. But let me be quiet, man. But that was beautiful, bro. It's like Deontay said, that last statement. Oh, man, people need to understand that. This is real life. This is part of your legacy. And you'll wonder why people don't want to be around you. Even if you got all those wonderful things, they still don't want to be around you. You sit there wondering, why they don't want to come to my house? I got the pool table. I got this and I got that, because your values are so low that that only matter to certain people. It doesn't matter to everybody what you got. It's who you are.
Yeah, and that's a great point, man. And when I think of values, man, something just came to my mind again. Is I thought like law of attraction, the thing that we was talking about some weeks ago, man, and like your values carry energy with it. And just looking at the group that we are starting to build at the WTF with the addition of Deontay and Kevin, great guys, man. And you know, I'm thinking like, man, like like we all have the same values. Like we were all destined to be in this group, to be working with each other to make a difference, and our goals are in alignment with each other. So this is like we're a living testimony of like your values lead you to the people who are going to help you achieve your goals ultimately, because we all need each other, whether we want to admit it or not. Like putting pride to the side, there is no independent person, there is no self-made nothing. Like everybody needs somebody, and if your values are positive and in alignment with light and goodness and everything that's great, then those are the people that you'll bring into your life. If you're truly that type of person. But if you're negative and you're always spewing out negativity and all this garbage, then more than likely your friend group, your peer group are the same type of people, and y'all typically have the same type of goals, and y'all carry on the same type of behaviors because y'all values are the same. So yeah, I'll open up the floor. I know we're pushing up on that 30-minute mark for any last minute comments y'all want to say to the community. But this was an amazing talk, y'all, and yeah, this was definitely much needed. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to speaking with our next group and pouring into these young teens about how they can adjust their values to help reach their personal goals.
Hey, Dimitri, I loved how you said that we all have the same values, man, and that's not by accident. And I was talking to Kevin not too long ago. I said, man, it wasn't nothing but God how we just so happen to meet, and we have these same values. We all have that same passion and a heart for what we're doing. I said, man, it's gonna take each one of us as individuals to scale this thing, to make it to where we know it should be, to for it to reach, those heights. I said it's gonna take each and every, like, everyone that's involved, man. And
Mm-hmm.
and I started by asking him, it's funny. I said, hey Kevin, hey man, you kind of see how this just kind of aligned and how we all have all the pieces fell in. Yeah. I said, so if you acknowledge it ain't by, accident, then it's not by mistake. Bro, it's going to require all of us. We're together for a reason,
Yes.
you know and that's just so important, man. And even reading, I'm reading over this, man. I'm like, wow, this dude actually, man, everything I had already written down, and the last one, man, just removing any influence that does not align with my vision and life purpose. You spoke on that earlier. Uh, we got to be like, absolutely, we got to protect this with our life. The principles and values, how you start, that we live by, we got to protect that with our life. And that's, man, I just love that. When I read that, I'm like, man, that's what it's about, man. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, that's what it's about. To get where we need to be, we got to protect those values and principles we live by with our life, and we'd be good to go, man. And I just love y'all brothers, man. And I
Love back, man.
telling y'all,
You
I'm proud. I feel great. Man, I'm blessed, to be a part of something this big, and I'm excited, for what's to come. So
One
critical.
one
all the time, man.
Yeah, one quick question for the audience, Deontay, before we pass it off, for one last comment from Coach E. What was that paper that you held up? Can you give the audience a quick preview about what it is? Like, where'd you get that from?
Formula One agreement, all right?
Oh,
You
okay.
the curriculum, okay? Lesson one. This was the very first thing that I saw, and I love it, man. It was a contract with yourself, not even with it. It was between you and yourself and I,
You
and I love that. It's about holding yourself accountable, and giving you a reason, giving you the why, giving you that reminder, giving you that motivation on why I'm doing this, why it's important. And so,
Yes.
when they tap into that curriculum, and log in, one thing you put, hang it up on your wall, read it every day, that's
right.
for you. That's a constant reminder, and everyone needs that, whether they're a part of WTF or not. And so I love that, man. Make a contract with yourself. Make yourself
Mm.
those promises, man.
Woo.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Man,
sir.
I
Beautiful.
love this, man. Like, y'all give me goosebumps. You probably can't see it, but man, I love it because I know what we're doing. I know the impact that we're having. And as you stated, this is not by accident. I don't believe in that. This is ordained. This is above what we could even think of. Like, we didn't go out looking for Dimitri or Deontay or even myself. Nobody did that. It just happened organically because we all believe in that higher power, whatever you want to call it. We all believe that it's something bigger than us because this movement is so, like, as I stated, man, they're going to be investigating us when they see the numbers of these young men coming through this program and they see the change in their grades, their attitude, their behavior. They're like, wait a minute, the juvenile center ain't as packed as it was last year. Oh yeah, what's causing that? Oh, the WTF is branching out. We got some exciting things going on. We got our first school basically in the bag where Kevin is. Like, Deontay, you haven't even heard this yet, but we have commitment from the school. We're going to have the program in the school. I'm going to announce it later to make sure everything is great. We got the lawyer on the team, Ted. He and I are supposed to be playing golf tomorrow, but we're getting rained out. So we're meeting with an Illinois State police officer tomorrow and to get their backing for this program. Now, some of y'all know me and know my past. For me to be talking to the police, what? But I had to raise my value. No police officer has ever done to me anything to me in my whole life. So why are we going thinking F the police? No, because if somebody in your house, you finna call them. if somebody did something to your child, you calling them. So don't just beat them up until you need them. This is a community. And that's that old African proverb that it takes a village. And that's what we're creating, is a community and a village for these young men. Not just the 12-week program. That's great. That's to get them going. But it's the next level after that too. Because now they have a group of like-minded peers and they have a group of men that are there to support them and that are there when they get into a fight, when the life is beating them up and they feel like suicide and they're calling us on the phone saying, hey, I need this help. Hey, I need some advice. And we're giving it to them. We're providing them this safe place. And these coaches are, they sitting my old butt in the back and taking over things, and I love it. But that was great, Dimitri, man. Appreciate you, Deontay, for jumping in. Always,
absolutely.
Always, we love to see you on here to show the support. And remember, you all, there are no self-made millionaires. Let me repeat. LeBron James is not a self-made millionaire. I'm using him as an example. LeBron James had a team in high school helping him to become who he is today. Y'all have heard of Rich Paul and the whole little four horsemen that he had. They're still part of his team from when he was a teenager. And that's what we're creating for these young people, you all, is a team to make sure that they're good even before they get the bag, because some of them might have the athletic ability to get it immediately. But we're raising their values in the process so that they can get that bag, because remember, the wealth starts within before you get it without. If you want to sustain it, it has to start within you. It doesn't matter how much money you got in your pocket. Where's the wealth at? The true wealth is right here. And that's what we're teaching them here at the WTF. And this after school program is going great. Some of the groups may be at lunch. Some of them may be before school. But wherever they're at, the WTF is going to be there, you all. So again, thank you everyone out there. I see the comments in there. Miss Chrissy Nation, Antonia. Hey, always the queens are here to support us kings, and I love it, love it, love it. And we're here to service these young lions. Absolutely. And bring them up to be the true kings that they are, because that's what they are true kings. They don't have the guidance. They don't have the Migos, that motivation, that instruction, that guidance, and that ongoing support. They know who the Migos is. What's some of them songs? I'm old. I'm showing my age. But hey, appreciate you all. You want to take us out, Dimitri, man? I know you got the WTF that I love.
Hey, man, as always, thank everybody who joined the live. We appreciate y'all time, and thank y'all for joining the replay. We thank y'all for checking in with us when y'all have some time in your busy schedule to check us out at WTF Wednesday live streams. Always keep in mind that WTF means what's the formula, but WTF also stands for our mantra that we teach all of our mentees, and that is winning takes focus. So until next Wednesday, y'all, hit us up in the comments, leave us a DM, ask us some questions, text this number below. We will respond to y'all. Till next Wednesday, we'll see y'all later. Love y'all and peace.
Peace. Let me end this stream.